Hi, my name is Danielle Parish, and I'm looking to apply as a life coach with your community with Blush. One of the things that actually attracted me to Blush was what it seemed like your mission and your community represented. It seemed like it represented a safe space for women to join and grow and develop and also excel, but it also seemed like you guys were inviting to a creative community and one in which you inspired and wanted a woman to use her creative power and to use her creative energy. So I recently just found out about Blush within the last month and a half to 2 months. I just had my newborn on January 7th, and I'm looking to really make a space for me to work from home. And that is one of the big reasons why I reached out and decided to apply as a life coach with your community. My MBTI results are that I'm 25% extrovert, 25% intuitive, 38% feeling, and 9% perceiving. So my general niche is one in which I've been working as a hospice spiritual chaplain and a bereavement counselor and coordinator for about 5 years now, since October 2013, in which I focus on grief and loss. I've also been able to, during that time, alongside working in the hospice setting and going out to work with grief in the community, I've had the opportunity to teach grief and loss to some of the nursing staff at different hospice and nursing facilities. I've also been able to work with loved ones and family members of those who have lost loved ones. And I've also been able to work with patients and talk to them about just difficulties in which they're having dealing with the end of life and death. While I am a hospice chaplain, the ability for me to work amongst a variety of individuals and people of different faith traditions has been very vast. So I've been able to work with people of Jewish tradition, people of Muslim tradition, Catholic tradition, Christian tradition, and also work with people that are non-labeling or even atheists. So it's been a great experience for me to work with those who have lost loved ones, and not just dealing with death, but the after transition of what happens after a loved one passes. So that loss and grief has also enabled me to work as a life coach with women, predominantly in their mid 20s to, and I've even worked with women in their 50s, with just attaining goals and women's development and women's encouragement. I've been able to help women lose weight. I've been able to help women excel at a certain point and also break down barriers in which they wanted to attain goals and visions and settings. And I've also been able to help women with healing from past traumas. So I use different techniques in motivation, encouragement, meditation, prayer, and I've also used the emotional freedom technique in some of my sessions with women. I also have some testimonials that I can add, or moving forward you guys can take a look at. But my general niche is women's development and empowerment and grief and loss. I'm currently working on just writing a book, because I also lost my father in May 2016. So I've also been able to see what the process is of grief and loss in my very own life. And a lot of times we may not lose a loved one, or we may not deal with death per se, but grief and loss happens on a wide array of different modalities, right? So you can lose a job, or you could be lost in a relationship. So those are just some of the ways in which I believe grief and loss can be very vast. I received my master's in divinity in 2009, and I've also had studies with Anne Ulanoff, who was a big a big part of her work was focusing on Jung and his study of psychology, and she used that and formulated depth psychology in religions. So that is my master's degree in divinity, and that is what I currently hold. However, I've worked in nonprofits, and I've also worked alongside a social worker in my hospice to definitely get experience in the social work community. My availability is very open at this point, and I can take on different clients and work with different women in their growth and their processing. So I'm so thankful to have the opportunity to apply for one of your positions. I'm looking for part-time or full-time. It's great to see these type of organizations and missions available to women as we come together and we pull from one another as a sisterhood. It's great for us to just have these safe spaces and have these places where women can, find these kind of opportunities online and take advantage of the healing process that comes with it. So thank you so much for allowing me to interview with your organization, and I look forward to hopefully in the future hearing from you. Thank you so much, and blessings to you all. Bye-bye.